I didn't want to, but I guess we're going to sort of tie this to Dragon Age Veilguard as an example. Uh, the game is a complete disaster and a failure. How many units do you guys think it's sold at this point? Digital and physical. Digital and physical.
I don't know if I would venture to hazard a guess. I think that probably the majority of people who actually bought a copy are streamers and reviewers, not gamers.
Well, estimations have right now. There are estimations that are based upon information that's been gotten and confirmed several times. Roughly 500,000 units.
Ouch.
And roughly a large percentage of that has either been returned on Steam or sold back to GameStop. I have an article here. It dropped right before we went live, and I was wondering if I was going to do it.
How many of those purchasers have active streaming channels on YouTube or Twitch?
Well, a lot of them are on freaking X, and with the bad ones are on the fake fans. But yeah, so that's a good question. There are a lot of people who are doing this for the showing it off, and like when Az started streaming Veilguard, he got over 100,000 views on his first stream of it.
Mahler's doing really well with it too.
Yeah, now the view count is steadily declining because people have seen enough of it and they're not coming back. But their initial first week, massive views. I might have even gotten a really great section of that pie if I had been able to do it. In the end, I am also thankful that I didn't do it because this game would have hurt me from what I've seen
personally.
Yeah, this was personal. This is what the destruction of Isabella, the destruction of Morgan. Can I spoil something that we knew was going to happen? And we said if it did happen, would we fuck this game? Do you guys care if I spoil something?
Go ahead.
Yeah, they killed Varric.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew they were.
Yeah, we figured they would.
Yeah, they killed Varric by the end of it, and they tried to make Solus sympathetic with everything he's doing, all this stuff. And I want to get into another part of that in a second, but back to the point of the sales. This is now some tangible evidence of how bad it is and how worthless this game is. The trade-in value has already plummeted after 1 week.
Jeez.
GameStop has it listed at only $22, and that means pristine.
Oh,
that means barely out of the package, as compared to, they say here, compared to other stuff that's come out recently, like Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom came out in September. It's still worth $33. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, $27.50. This game is a failure. Now, Dre, our good friend Dre, who has worked in the video game industry, development industry, we know this game was in development hell for a decade. And some people are saying, oh, it needed to make a few $100 million to break even. According to Dre, considering how much time and effort was put into this from when because he worked with Bethesda on Fallout games, so he knows what it's like to work on a big budget, big title game. Dre says this thing needs $1.5 billion to break even because of its development hell. That's what he says. That's what he says. And we've already documented that Inquisition, its lifetime unit sales was 12.5 to 13 million copies. In today's prices, that's only roughly around, I think it was either 845 or 875 million. That means in order to break even, Veilguard needed to sell lifetime 15 million units.
Here's the thing is, this is probably the one that hurts the most of the tail end of the DEI. Yeah. Because like I said, I believe it's all changing. I believe in the next couple of years we're out of this. The tides have turned in this. I wouldn't say we won, but we survived it.
Yeah.
But this one, even though it would have sucked having, because it was delayed for so long and has gone through so many, if they just waited a couple more years, because this one sucks that it got caught up in the shit storm and didn't get out without being affected
Oh,
because
it's
I really was looking forward to this back after Inquisition.
so was I. I mean, we talked about it endlessly on this particular stream, the three of us. This has been one of my favorite franchises of all time. I very much doubt I can go back and play the other three games ever again at this point. I don't know if I can, knowing that I will never get a real. I don't consider this the real conclusion to the story.
Yeah,
I don't.
I
With
wouldn't.
what they did.
I think we're not getting a real conclusion to the story. That's not going to happen.
Because there will be in it because there's not even DLC for this game. For the first time ever, no DLC. They've put everybody on Mass Effect 5 now in hopes to save the company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not, which is also not going to happen. But I mean, unless they completely change, how they're doing things, like, because Andromeda was pretty far gone too in certain ways.
There's two things I want to bring up. I don't know whether this person is serious or not by posting this, but remember when we talked about how the game was early copies described it as playing God of War 2018? Right here, no volume needed, no audio needed. This looks like fucking God of War 2018. Look at this. This is not a Dragon Age game.
That running around looks weird.
Well, it's sped up a little bit. It's
okay. Well, no, the movement, just the way the move. Even if you slowed it down, it looks kind of weird. Like, I don't know.
But this is not a Dragon Age game.
Yeah.
This isn't. This is some sort of, I think, Blight Beast. Because
honestly, this looks a little bit like God of War 3.
But you know what I mean? It's God of War-ish is what I'm either way. No matter what God of War you're saying, it's God of War-ish. And now EA came out during the Veilguard release and pretended to be completely okay with Dragon Age Veilguard. CEO and everything came out and said, we're happy. We think it's going to do well because there's no competition. Well, we see what's happening now. It's failing. I can bring it up right now because I keep it bookmarked while we're still discussing it. The Steam chart for Dragon Age right now, it has literally, it never broke 100,000. It has its peak was 89,418 a couple days after the launch, and its current 24-hour peak is 47,000. Here's where we are. Over the weekend, its peak was only about 60,000 over the weekend, and this was also its low. So nobody's playing this game. Nobody's buying this game. It's losing money. People were returning it. Rumor has it there have been at least 30,000 returns on Steam. And remember, the Steam qualification is that you have like 2 weeks, but you have to play less than 2 hours to get a return. So that means people played this for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and said, "F this, I'm out."
Yeah.
This has been resoundingly rejected, and I don't trust the mostly positive reviews because the stands, they're organized, they can social media shit up. This game has been nothing but a failure, and like Samuel alluded to, this could be the end of BioWare. EA EA is a soulless company. Say your thing, and I don't want to make a comment. So go ahead, you say something.
No, the video game industry, anybody who knows companies knows when a company starts to lose a shit ton of money, they hire headhunters or whatever they're called to come in and cut the fat and find ways to, change stuff up so that the company starts making profit again. They need to have that for video games, like legitimately. They need to hire people that will go in there and say, look, bring all the team in and say, look, whatever it would fall under the woke ideal stuff, we're cutting out of the game. And if you're not on board with that, you're going to get the hell out of here. And they need like dramatic changes to happen if they're going to save the gaming industry. Because right now, all we have that people are looking forward to are indie games and small company games. All these AAA titles are dead. They're just not profitable anymore.
That's the thing. I agree with something that Alf says, that the gaming industry is not monolithic. It is pretty separated. It's not centralized, a little decentralized. The AAAs, they're in trouble. But the indie is thriving, and what we might get out of this is the next wave of AAA companies may rise out of the indie sphere, the AA sphere, who are making good games, making quality games, giving customers what they want. And some of the surviving AAAs, despite the fact that some people are pushing a very, I would say, incorrect story about Square Enix right now with their stock pricing getting hit and this and that. Square Enix has just come out of their worst year ever, and they are still in the process of putting shit back together. So yeah, it's a bumpy road, but they're still putting out the games right now. There's Romancing Saga, Scarlet Empire, or something like that. I'm planning on getting it for Christmas. It looks like a really good game. That is getting rave reviews by everybody, and that's a Square Enix game. Everybody's loving it. There's a bunch of other SE titles coming out over the next few months that look really traditional, very fun, that I'm looking forward to picking up and playing. Square Enix is getting it right. They admitted they were wrong. They said, we fucked up and we're fixing it. We showed you what we're going to do. But it's not going to be something overnight. It's only been like 6 months since they finished their restructure and started to build. But some people out there are basically going, oh, look, their prices are dropping. Square Enix is dying because their ethics department, the mythical ethics department, which nobody seems to be able to find anymore, which they said they dissolved, but people claim, oh, it's still there. They can't seem to find it. They presented no evidence that the ethics department is still destroying anything. Oh, DEI is infected Square Enix. There's no return. There is a return. It's taking time. They're moving in the right direction. Why don't we let it work? And they will continue to suffer the fallout of their mistakes, but let it happen. They self-corrected. But it's a self-correction that's going to take the rest into next year, at least another half a year or more to finish doing it. And other companies are going to, I think, self-correct as they watch us. And it's going to be out of Japan. Western companies are fucked. They're fucked because the DEI infestation, the Sweet Baby Ink infestation, it's penetrated like a parasite that has cancer. It's a parasite that has cancer. That's how bad it is. And it's opens the doors and let other parasites that have other diseases come in and ruin it even more. Most Western companies need to be dissolved. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade, and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.